The Out There channel, Robert and Paul.
Please sub and share.
Searching for the truth. UFOs, aliens, greys and ufology. Real images, real stories, real videos, real cases, researched and investigated by professionals in the field and cutting-edge discoveries. Multiple witnesses, abduction accounts brought to you by Team The Out There channel. Good to be back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Action.
Hello, people. Wasn't going to do a show tonight. But it looks like I have to, because there's so much noise out there in ufology misleading people, so I need to add my bit to it, of course. So, first up, there's been a lot of noise from the Dream Team panel, third phase, GUFON, UFO Proof, who else has been into it? Nocturnal News, although he did a fairly good debunk on it. But all the other ones are just yab. Which brings me to that, reminds me of that thing I just made the other day. Yabbin. That one there. It's just absolute noise. So that's all I hear when I listen to these guys. Just drive me crazy. I don't know about you guys out there. They don't back up any of their claims. They're good to jump on to stuff. Hey, how's Jasper going? Yeah, good evening here. Good morning, Europe, UK, and Germany, pretty much. Yeah, it's a bit overcast here. You know, I've been doing my Skywatch new series, real UFO stuff. As we're doing new research, we're trying to focus our attention that all the money goes into research of the UFO topic and not into away trips on expensive holidays and nonsense, basically. Most of it's out of my own pocket, like most of the UFO researchers out there. If someone's making money from ufology, what's the experts say out there? That it must be misleading. Okay, so just minimize that there. Subs are still going up, which is good to see. So first of all, started off UFO Proof, and then GUFON. I think we got him here listed somewhere, haven't we? UFO Man. Have we got GUFON here at all? Probably further down the list. Probably need to reorganize these tabs. Not seeing it. Night Sky. UFO Man. Security. Third phase. I thought I had it on there, because I thought we're going to have to regularly debunk these guys. But it doesn't matter, we can start with third phase. They're pretty much copying everybody else and milking it for as much money as they can. So, They took what UFO Proof was saying and stuck it into that initial video here. Here we go, does it?
And if you follow it around, that is the Papoose mountain range
Yeah, so they're playing a clip here from UFO Proof.
right there, and there is the Papoose lake bed. You can see it labeled the Papoose Lake. That's the dry lake bed. So everyone was always looking on this side of it, right over here. This is where everyone looks. One guy made a video showing some lines on the mountain that he believed were the doors, even though it was just him putting some lines on there. It wasn't the doors or anything. So I was like, that's where everyone always looks for, because that's the way they assume it's going to be. But it's actually not. If you look at one of the drawings, it's actually by some rocky mountains of, you know, some kind of granite or something like that. That's where the hangar doors were built. So I looked on the opposite side towards these rocky mountains that are over here, and right up here I found it. And look at this. Google actually has it labeled S4.
So that's where it all starts off. But you may remember, if you've been following me for a long time, I debunked this particular location a year ago. So if we have a look at my channel, have we got it up here? Probably not. Because I'm using the Edge browser, which has probably not got the same bookmarks as my other one, which has probably got goof on it. This has actually got less bookmarks on it. So I need to copy them across to this browser as well. Let's see, me, where's me? There we go. Alright, so let's see if we can find my original debunk for it. Videos. I'll probably only be doing an hour or two. This is a special one, so it could go on for a wee bit longer. S4, try that 4 first. Okay, so we've got tonight's show. And then we got this one. You can see here it's the same 2 slabs. Live 216, 316, and it was 1 year ago. So UFO Proof did not find it. I found it through a Reddit post, so someone else found it, and someone from there labelled it. Not the government. So it's the same thing. So where's the square building things they're talking about? We should be able to see it here if it's the latest imagery. Yeah, but of course, yeah. Let's have it this way. But if you want to go and watch the original debunk of that, I said it looked like concrete slabs and maybe sediment ponds or storage of water, even back then. There wasn't much information available to it, as usual. But S4 it wasn't. So I'll just copy that to the side chat for you. Paul was the first YouTube UFO channel to bring this news, not UFO proof. And there's the evidence, time-stamped. So let's see, there they go. I'll just skim through it. So it's that same location, 2 slabs with the road coming down. But what is it? Because we can't get street view, and no one's labelled it there apart from me with Google Earth at the time. So it's the same location, and they're making all sorts of comments that backs up Bob Lazar's claims, which it doesn't. And we'll just go over that, why that's the case, by bringing up Google Earth. Now, Bob Lazar said it was south of Papoose Lake. It was on They travelled by bus on the riverbed. I think that's what he said. Probably have to find a video clip of that. Now, I've probably got this bookmark, so let's just go through my bookmarks and have a look. Black Mountain. I guess it's going to be called something like S4 or 2 slabs or something like that. Oh, there you go, 2 slabs. Alright, let's click on that. There we go. Boom! Straight to the right location. Still there a year after. So now if we scroll out, we should be able to see where Papoose Lake is. So it's nowhere there. And here it is down here. Does it give it a label there at all? And is that on the 37th parallel there as well, which is quite interesting. I think it is, isn't it? Is that the 37th? I think it is. Pretty close to it. I didn't realise that. But Papoose Lake's right on that line that cuts through the Earth through the United States where UFO sightings occur. Which is kind of interesting. So there's the 2 slabs. And there's Area 51 up here. If we can zoom in, we can see the airport. There we go. We can zoom back out. So now we can see everything on the map. What's that one down here? Tetrahexagonal something rather. Pyramid. Okay, let's go down to that one. And sure enough, there is. So we've talked about that being a test site for wind tunnels or radar. It's an unusual 3-sided flat thing. Looks like it's got an antenna at the top here. Looks like it's got a doorway inside. Yeah, doesn't look like it's got a big doorway where you'd slide a TR-3B in, or anything like that. Why would they put it in plain sight? But it is interesting, interesting location there. More interesting than the 2 slabs, I think. But 2 slabs are up here. And I'm not even sure if that there is a secure site, no-fly zone. I'm not too sure. I'd have to look on the maps on that as well. But apparently half the Papoose Lake's not under, what do you call it, exclusion F zone. We've looked at that before. I think it's in the episode that I just talked about. I cover all the other S4 claims in that long live show. If you've not watched it, it's best to go and click on it after this one and have a watch of it. So yeah. So Bob said it was 15 kilometers south of Papoose Lake. So we need to bring up a ruler. Let's see what 15 kilometers is. So let's just draw a line from Area 51. Give us a rough idea, and it was to be about there for S4 according to other people, and it's 40,000, almost 41,000 feet. Turn it to where's miles there? So it's only 7 miles. And kilometers. Was it kilometers he said, or 15 miles? Yeah, it's almost 15 kilometers there. Not quite, so it could be further up here. But depending on where you measure it from, I guess. There's 15 or over 15 kilometers. So, but then again, that's a straight line. So, if you go from there to there, that's almost 11, and then go around the outside. There's another 7, that's 18. So again, it depends where you're coming from up here. And another 3. 7, 3, that's 10. So I assume for 15 kilometers, you have to be right about there. Depends where the runway is for the Janet flights. So not too sure where that would be at all these runways. That looks like the main runway there. This one here looks like it might be for the Janet flights here. So that kind of looks like where it would be there, wouldn't it? I'd go back to the hangars here. So from the hangar downwards. So let's measure it from there. Of course, that's annoying now. So whereabouts it was about there. So what we got there, 8.5 kilometers from there to there. Another 8, so it makes 16. And there to there makes it about 21 kilometers. So what's that in miles now? 21 miles. Good question. Now let's see if we can work it backwards. 3, 5, 6. 5, 6, 11, 12. So it could be 15 miles. So someone can verify that. Seems to be fitting better with miles because they use miles in America, don't they? So 15 does sort of line up from that landing strip going around the outside here down to the bottom. So if we go to where the 2 strips are, 2 slabs, I mean, whereabouts are they there? So probably need the ruler again. Let's measure it from the airport, roughly. So what have we got so far? 3.5 maybe. And then from there up Mountain Road, which will probably go this way. So that's what, 10 miles. Yeah, so 10 miles, about 13 miles. It's not quite the same length. Give or take, you know, it's pretty rough. So it sort of does fit. So that's how we sort of do it properly. So both ways sort of kind of fit the length, but it doesn't match up what Bob Lazar said. I'm not sure if we can find what he said. I don't know if there's any blurb in this where he's talking about it. Maybe there's a script. Bob Lazar S4 location transcript is what we want, isn't it? Yeah, great. Bob Lazar describes alien technology housed at secret trailer to a look at publisher interviews match up. So we've got to be careful of copyright here, of course. Yeah, transcripts is a good question. Where's transcripts? What's this one here? I'm not sure if anyone on the side chat has any reference to it. Post links if you have. Or if you're on Discord, post them there and I can repost them to the side chat and play it here. So, I'm not too sure. It's not given us any transcripts. Here we go. What's that one? Not Publisher. Publisher, Jeremy. Find sources. Okay, let's put quotes around things. See if it narrows it down for us. S4. Okay, we've got this one here, which is bound to be one of these guys' ones. Let's have a look. I know. So this is the earlier place that they said was his location at the bottom end of Pipgloos Lake here. That's the salt lake here. It's not actually a lake, it's a lake of salt. So let's just see what he says. So it's on
guys.
here.
Just want to make an observation here. This video has amazing photos that here. I believe it was. It's kind of looks like a little valley in there. It's perfect.
That's what I cover on my episode 300 above on the side chat there. New photographs of the so-called area shows nothing there. You'd expect to see a military hut or some kind with troops or guards, wouldn't you? Or one of those white jeeps patrolling the area out that way. I've read there's some sort of hangar system. But yeah, I don't see any Bob interview. Bugger. I thought we had it then. What else we got? Just want to hear his statement on it. Voice. Yeah, that's the problem with doing live stuff. If you haven't got it all together, it's a bit hard to find it. Let's see. I'll just bring up some Discord stuff. Dun 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 dun. Okay. So they just did a live show today talking about no one can delete the pins off the map apart from government or Google or whatever. In the early days, a couple of years ago, you were allowed to do public pins, but now they have to get verified before they get accepted by two guides, I guess they call them, people that are map specialists, and they'll approve it and put the pins or labels on. I tried to ask Google before I started the show if they can give a reply on this, whether anyone can post a public pin label called an S4, and they don't want to get involved, obviously, which ain't good. Obviously, support doesn't have a clue. Let's see, Nocturnal News. If we can bring him up, he might have it. because he did a fairly good debunk for it, really. Like I said, I'm not biased against individuals, but I'm biased against fake news and nocturnal news. Yeah, you'd be lucky to find a UFA channel this way, Paul. Where did I post him? Been posting so much lately on Discord about this topic. I actually got some photographs which may solve it anyway, which will be good. It's funny how you can't find stuff when you want to find it. Is that the one? Alien Scientist has been debunking it as well. He put up something today too. And I guess he's getting quite annoyed with it as well. Really found.
Okay, so just want to go and do a review of facility with 9 hangar doors. So you can actually find this. Okay, so Area 51.
So he's got his live show there. I'll just post a link to it if you want to go and watch it after as well. But again, no one's got any script of what Bob Lazar said. So, Alien Scientist. Debunk. Now we need to find Nocturnal News one. This is shorter. I got it here somewhere. Let me just find it. Here we go. Found it. Nocturnal News. Let's have a look. I think he's got some clips to what was said. Okay. And he makes a good point about these guys, these other UFO channels not doing proper research.
Okay, a lot of people are claiming they have discovered the S4 location. This is groundbreaking, guys. The S4 location Bob Lazar worked at from December 1988 to April 1989.
Between December of 88 and April of 89, I worked as a senior staff physicist in what has to be the most secret project in history. My place of work was a facility at an area known as S4.
Now, what did I do? I went to Google.
Okay, that's the video of Bob telling us the directions that we're looking for. I'm not sure if he's posted a link to that one.
Satellite images, okay, Google Earth Pro. Now, I took it all the way back to 1988, went to the location. They claimed that they found the S4 location. Now, in the photos that they're showing you, it's very tricky, very manipulative, because what they're showing you is a road that was built in 2000, maybe 2001, 2002, around that time frame. My point is, the road that they're showing you, the concrete slabs that they're showing you, did not exist in 1988. It didn't exist in 1998. In fact, they didn't exist. The road was built.
In fact, they may not be concrete slabs, but we'll go over it. I've got a few things to bring up yet.
In 2001 or 2002, and we will quickly debunk this BS. I mean, it took me literally, 45 minutes to debunk this. Now, again, keep in mind, if what they're saying is factual or true, the road should be there. Going back to 88, right? Even 98, I'll give them a 10-year buffer, okay? But I can prove that road and the concrete slabs were built in the early 2000s. Okay, so now we're gonna hop over to the year 2002 when this road was built, okay? There it is, 2002.
Okay, so he proves that it wasn't even imagery, and just skip on further.
The road, so it was built. Now this road goes out to.
I'll just put that one there too, and then debunk. So I don't think everybody's 100% right, but in between's the grey area, right, which is the correct. So, as usual, I use that quote. It's not black and white, but it's grey. So, in between of all the information is the actual truth. And that's what we're going to try and get to today.
Groom Lake Road, a very well-traveled, popular road in the area. Okay, and I believe a school owns this property. I did a little bit of research on the coordinates, and I believe the property is owned by some type of school in this particular county. Okay.
That's what I found too, that is in the school district. So it doesn't sound a highly classified area to me. So yeah, I did like a 30-minute, 40-minute search myself, and I found out some similar information. So I can back up what NNN is saying here. I also found some really interesting markings on the ground that look like an alien head. Well, I'm just wondering if I should show that or not, or use that for another day. And it actually looks towards a mountain range, which would be perfect for hangar doors. And it almost looks like it's got some lines on it, on the mountain, which fits a lot better than this S4 location, but maybe I'll... because I just come across it by pure accident when I was researching. I thought, that's even more interesting area than what they're saying. But we'll get to that maybe at the end.
But again, this road you see right here, these concrete slabs, they did not exist prior to 2000, and you can see road work being done in earlier photos around 2001, and they built these slabs in this road in 2002. Okay, that immediately...
Yeah, so you can get concrete slabs from 20 feet by 20 feet. So it's a quick way to drop them down and gradually build up a roadway. So if you put, depending what kind of trucks you want to drive down there, I suppose there's a lot of mining in the area. It could be a wide road for trucks going back and forth for further development, right? So, yeah. Just dropping down concrete slabs instead of pouring it would make more sense. But we'll go over that because it's all to do with also the square blocks.
Immediately debunks the theory that this is S4 going back to the 80s, 88, 89.
Now S4 had a dirt road as well initially. Well, it didn't actually even have a dirt road. Alright, so this is what he said. This is the video.
My place of work was a facility at an area known as S4 on the Nellis Air Force Range in central Nevada. Area S4 is located approximately 15 miles south of the infamous Area 51 installation at Groom Lake.
But we calculated the distances, didn't we? And we got both roughly in the same place.
Area S4 is located approximately 15 miles south.
Now he's saying it's 7 miles east, but that's not what we got when we measured it. So did I make a mistake maybe in adding up? Let's just double check that again. So we know the landing strip is here for the Janet flights, goes there. So what's that going? About 4 miles. And then from there, if you do it directly, which isn't wrong, that's 8 miles here, right, from that point. So yeah, I'm not sure where you got your 7 miles from. If we do it directly, it's 10 miles, but if you go up the winding roads, it's going to be about 15 as well. So either way, this one's all straight here. It would be less going up mountain passes and turning and all that sort of business. So both distances are equally good in the 15 miles. So nocturnal news has been debunked there, right? Okay, let's just carry on.
South of the infamous Area 51 installation at Groom Lake.
So you heard Bob Lazar say S4 is located up approximately 15 miles south of Area 51, Groom Lake. Okay, now you see the bottom circle, that is where...
Okay, so Groom Lake is here. So that is Groom Lake. Another Salt Lake. So south definitely is down this way. And that's not really south, but it is south of Groom Lake, but it's southeast. Actually, it says west there. Is it west or east? Is that wrong too? Where's the compass? We don't get it on this setting, I don't think. That would be west, wouldn't it? East would be that way. So I think he's got that wrong too, hasn't he? So yeah, we're finding errors in both of these guys' statements so far. Okay, let's just carry on.
Where it should be on the left, right there. That's where all of these,
Actually, a good way to know if it's east, if we scroll out and see where the east coast is, which is New York. Yeah, it's definitely west, isn't it? There's west, and east is way over here. So nocturnal news, you're making lots of blunders, man. This is not good. Not good for your debunk. Okay, let's just keep on going. Now we'll just go down to the two slabs again. Did I get the right one? Yep. Back to the right location now. Pip Goose Lake here. Now let's back to the video. Let's see what other errors we can find.
YouTube channels are claiming they discovered the S4. Complete lie. They basically found some concrete slabs out in the desert and said, oh, look, S4. You know, total clickbait, just zero journalistic integrity. It took me 30 minutes to debunk this, and it's disappointing that UFO channel...
Well, there you go, it's got west here. Northwest here, so... you'd think he'd pick up his own mistake there.
Are running with this for, to get subs and attention and money, whatever it is. I don't know what they're doing, but they're not doing journalistic work. Okay, also, they're claiming that when they go to this site on Google Maps, it's labeled S4 facility. That is a complete lie. You have to insert that name yourself. Just to give you an example, I named the newly discovered air quote S4 location McDonald's because you can put whatever.
Okay, so there's a lot of debate on the public pins here. Like we create our own personal ones here on our local app, but when you do it online, you can make public ones and also private ones. Now, if you look it up on Google, you can find out all information about how to do a public one and a private one, but I think the public ones have to get approved, else they get deleted. Okay, they don't show up until they've been ticked by a Google staff member. But like I said, I was trying to find out, and Google didn't respond to me, so maybe that'll be an update later if they do ever respond.
Whatever name you want on it. It's so manipulative, and it's a complete lie. Okay, when you go...
Yeah, so there was labels on the originally, but I think it's from the people that posted a year ago on Reddit that added those labels, which is wrong.
Well, look, I'll leave the coordinates below. You can go look for yourself right now. It is not labeled S4 location. Now, let's hear what Bob Lazar had to say about the actual location.
Yes, please.
The hangar that housed the sport model was like a typical airplane hangar with the exception of the angled doors that I mentioned before. The hangar was equipped with typical tools and extensive electronic equipment. It also had a machine with an X-ray emblem on it and an overhead crane rated at 20,000 pounds. Equipment in this hangar was marked with a black number 41 with a white circle around.
Now, what's interesting is it's got concrete slabs here, but which look like they could be 20 by 20, which is similar to what UFO Proof has pointed out here. These are 100 feet by 100 feet. I'll verify that in a minute. And that requires 5 slabs that way, 5 slabs that way, 25 in all to make these squares up. Now he's saying the hangar doors are built into the side of the mountain here, and there's 9 of them. I will disprove that soon. It also looks like there's a building here. It definitely looks like a building. Looks like it's got some sort of wheelchair ramp here. Doorway there. Looks like it could be a car, maybe there. Maybe a water tank. But you can see it's quite a big section, right? So why would the school own this? And if you have a look, this is all on cliff. This is on a cliff face. Let's see, can we actually get that to pop up? I think I have to push a certain key. I've forgotten what it is now. It's all on the edge of a cliff. How do I get elevation? Where's Plex when you need them? Was that the shift key that does it? Oh, here we go. Shift key does it. Here's the elevation, right? Gives a different perspective. We don't see this on other UFO channels. Yeah, so you can see here. If I don't lose it, I think I may have lost it. Where's it disappeared to? What's that there? Looks like my phone switched off. Battery must have got too low. I wonder what that was in the background. I'm not sure if you heard it. And the 2 slabs have disappeared. Let's see if we can home on to them again. Yeah. Now let's see if we can get the elevation back again. Here we go. I've got to hold down the shift key and use the mouse wheel. So you can see it's got a bit of altitude here. And there's the road leading up to it. Going up around some distance to get to it. Going all around to Area 51 Disc Room Lake over there. It's a fair distance. So it's southwest. Bob didn't say southwest, he definitely said south, which fits the other location. So yeah. Can't quite get in there. But I think it's up high. But lower than the runoff. You'd expect maybe snow up this high. And maybe water runoff as it melts. So what are these concrete things? Are they like ponds, like swimming pool where the river flows into them somehow? But we'll get into that in a minute. Yeah, it's definitely higher up, but not high as the highest things. I can't quite see where the garage doors would be for this. It looks too flat now, doesn't it? It looks too flat compared to the rest of the terrain here. To have where UFO Proof is claiming is the hangar doors, which goes this way. That changes it completely. See that? That's all been in a lowland there, although it's not perfectly flat. Okay, I've lost it again. Let's go back up. And that's what you can do with Google Earth and not Google Maps. And if we look down here, it actually looks like it's on the edge. So maybe it's just, maybe it's on a flat bit here, but this might be the mountain range in front of it, right? So it looks like it's all part of the same terrain, but it's not. The mountain is actually sloping up here. That's how we're looking at it. So it's not on an edge. It's right up to the edge of a mountain, another mountain. There you go. And there's the other mountain, and we know the runoff is quite high up here, running down to this location here. And it looks like the water's going to pool here, isn't it? If it's going to be water or snow, and it would melt and maybe fill up these things. And could that be a pump house or office thing? So we've got a road, so we've got it coming in and going out. So yeah, we're still yet to determine what they're going to do there. Maybe it's some sort of research thing for an agricultural school, wildlife school, if it's part of the school district. I thought it could be also solar panels, but it looks like it's too low down when you look at that elevation, so I'd probably rule out solar panels now, because then you could have that it's supplying power into the grid, which makes the running costs in the school lower down in the other districts cheaper. And maybe use it like a research thing as well, you know, for electronics and stuff like that. So that's the other possibility I've thought about. But wildlife life and water collection would make more sense, I think. But we'll get into that. We've got some more photographs to show you. We've got some more spammers here. Who's with us at the moment? Anyone? Any real people out there? You know, the only guy that's got the answers for you and no one's watching. Isn't that normal though? Isn't it? People don't want the truth. They want to keep the fantasy going. So yeah. So let's measure these things. And now they said they're 100 feet by 100 feet. So that means the road is not quite as wide, is it? The road looks like it's 1/3 of that slab. So that means the road have to be 30 feet wide. Which sounds right for a standard road with 4 trucks, doesn't it? Wide loads trucks. So if this is concrete slabs made up of 20 by 20s, that would make sense. That you want the road to be able to transport those. Could it be like a foundation block to start building school on there, high up there as well? It's possible. Someone will know exactly what it's for. You're still here, good. I've got one person, Jasper. Yeah, I'm not too sure why people don't join me. There's no reason that Rob Farmer couldn't join on the side and add in his 2 cents about this Bob Lazar nonsense. So let's measure these things. So we go to the ruler again, and we hold down the shift key and go stretchy, and it'll give us a rough ballpark. Now you can see the edge here has got this dark stuff is obviously shrubs, so it's hiding some of the concrete or the edge of it anyway. So all this dark stuff here that's wiggly woggly, now that's all shrubs. So what do we get here? I've got to turn it to feet. There you go, almost 100 feet. And we can see that's symmetrical, so it's 100 feet each way. Now, I did some research to see if they make 20 slabs. And I did a Google search to save us redoing it. And typical concrete slabs will cost between 113 and 126 per cubic yard, and you can see they've got the total costs here, which is quite expensive, but it's probably better than pouring the concrete, and of course they'd be reinforced with rebar so they don't crack, so they use it for roads and stuff. So we've got various options here. We know it's symmetrical. 20 by 20 sounds like the logical one, $2,500, and then we know that's going to take about 5 of those, and so what I did is I ran it through some filters, and you can see here there's obvious lines running through. Once I do some filters, almost make it like infrared, and you can see here got the same sort of squares happening. So is it concrete slabs? At the moment it's looking quite good. 100 by 100, 20 feet by 20 feet times 5 is 100 in both directions. Of course, again, we've got a load of shrubs here, which is making it look like it's not a perfect square. Okay, so this is nothing there with 9 hangar doors. He was claiming the hangar doors are here. Now, if that's the case, that means we'd have to halve these into 10 feet door frames, if that's the case. Doesn't make sense, does it? Would you have 10 hangars 10 feet wide? I don't think so. You wouldn't be able to put much in it, would you? But 20 feet sounds about right, because even that would be like the smallest size saucer. I know we do get ones up to 20 to 50 feet. So where do they put those flying crash saucers? You see, it means we've got some problem. So if we go by the limit of being 20 feet here, and it would line up with the hillside, which we just noticed in the elevation map. It doesn't even have a good enough slope there for hangar bay. It's not high enough, it's not deep enough. We know the mountain on this side is deep enough to have hangar doors, and we know the mountain on this side looks like it could have be more perfect for hangar doors. But again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slabs. Right, I didn't draw a line going through that way, but maybe I should have, because it's not too clear. And I don't see hangar doors here. Let's go to the next one here. So this would be more the logical place for hangar doors. And you can see here the slope of that mountain is quite high here. Now, Bob Lazar did say it was camouflaged. You can barely see it from ground level, let alone satellite. So this is a satellite view. There was also the word Google here. Look at this, Google, which you don't see until you put filters in. Let's bring up a closer one. Google again. So I run this through some more filters to bring out more details. And what's interesting is I don't see the slabs anymore, but I see these strange patterns. Why? Because it's reflecting light differently. Could it be a pattern on the concrete itself? It's possible. Now, although we see a line running through here, which is kind of strange. I think that's where now you can see how they stitched images together on Google Earth. There's one stitch, there's another stitch, and it's not perfectly lined up either. So that's another one that can create artifacts. But yeah, it does kind of look like concrete blocks here still though in places. Right, but I can't see no hangar doors where these fraud channels are claiming to be doors here, lines going up. But then that means 9 of them, as we just looked, it's got to be less than 10 feet wide, which is nonsense. I would have said, if anything, it would be maybe 4 20 feet wide doors. And the last one would be 40 feet for the really big flying saucers. Or maybe 3 and thing. Again, it doesn't line up with the information, but that's just making up stuff, right? So what is the pattern on it? Could it be solar panels? It's possible, but it didn't look reflective enough. Let's go to the next one. See, it looks too white. It doesn't look distorted. Google. And we can start to see the slabs still here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And as we know, there's a stitching thing that runs right through here that you don't see normally. And you can sort of see there is a stitching error because there's a slight difference in the shading. Runs right through here, see? The satellite must have done a second pass to do that last bit, and the sun had dimmed or whatever. But yeah. So I sharpened them and filtered them, and that's what I got. And you can start to see the lines now. So I thought, could that be looking down on a roof? Like a shed roof, because they could do 20 feet sections as well. So it doesn't necessarily have to be concrete, you see. Solar panels, tin roof. Now, I have found some information that said they use tin roofs for ice mountain, which obviously it's high up in the mountain range there where you expect the snow to be mountain as well as coming down. And it looks like it's got some pipes here that taps off on the ends, which makes more sense. So this could be slightly off the ground. Sheets of aluminium, 20 by 20, and it taps off and runs off into an underground water supply that feeds the animals. Now I haven't got it on this one here, but if that's the case, need to get rid of that, okay. If that's the case, where would the water go? Is that little stream there? It almost looks like a little stream or puddle there, doesn't it? So these could be... looks like a pipe. Looks like a pipe going along there, like I said. Probably going underground storage water. That could be a pump house with some solar panels on the roof. And yeah, does it look like it could be little water holes here that fill up automatically with water? And maybe it overflows sometime. Yeah, it could overflow, go down that way, couldn't it? Anyway, looks kind of look like it's related to water, if anything. What are you saying here? Have we got some more spammers, have we? Foundations, yes, probably still awake. Now, I'll just get rid of this spammer. Did you apply the same filter on the other ordinary slab? Yes, and I kept it constant. Yeah, I kept it constant, else it wouldn't mean anything. I used the same filters. So yeah, it gave us a lot more clues than the other channels have. Okay, so and it does fit this pad outside here, but you'd expect, if he's talking about if you can't see it from space, that you wouldn't have a concrete pad in front of a mountain range. It doesn't make any sense unless they covered it, like it has like a curtain that pulls across at the end of the day. But then again, it means while they're open, they're exposed to spy satellites and stuff. And we've not heard about them having any sort of ground laser system there that sort of blinded any spy satellites passing over. Or even Google Earth satellite, for that matter. So, the story's only half there still. I'm pretty sure they'd get eventually exposed if that was the case. But like I said, these look like 20 feet, wouldn't you say? These are people in it. I think Bob drew this, or someone drew it and he said, yeah, that's it. So a person, what's 2 foot wide? What'd you say? Maybe 2. So yeah, it's quite a few people wide here. So these look like 40 feet at least, don't they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 people from there to there. That would be 20 feet. And probably another 10 or 15 feet as a ballpark. So yeah, anywhere between 30 and 40 feet wide these entrances look. Did he actually say that though?
Around it.
Okay, so again, I mean, to kind of quickly go over things, the area doesn't line up. The description doesn't line up. Nothing lines up. The road wasn't even built until 2001, 2002. Okay, the concrete slabs were built in 2002.
Okay, we're still not sure they're concrete slabs.
In the desert near Area 51, and they're more concerned with getting subs and getting traffic than actually getting to the truth, okay? And that's just how I see it.
Well, as we found out, Nocturnal News is like kettle calling the pot black, right? He's also claiming that he's doing research on that, but he's still putting up dubious stuff about things on the moon, monoliths, and crazy stuff as well. So he's no better than these guys. And his research is pretty bad. As we've just found out, there's errors in this video. So his 45 minutes, he made mistakes. So let's just close that down. Do we need to go over the other claims?
Or research facility. S4 High Ridge Research Facility. That is the government research.
Okay, so he did actually tilt it like I did. But he didn't spin it around, I don't think.
Facility. That is the mountain in the backdrop.
Okay, so he's saying the hangar doors was on this one here, over this way. So he's managed to get in on an angle that I didn't manage to get. So there's the mountain that he's saying has got hangar doors in. You can see it's all flat there. It's all flat around these places, apart from this one over here, which I said was closer to the mountain. So that one's closer to the mountain here. So has he got it? So has it got it around the wrong way? Maybe.
Just like the artist rendering, this is the S4 base where Bob Lazar worked at, and it is labeled right there by Google. I don't know how
yeah,
this has been passed up for so long.
You can see here, there's still a gap on this one. It's too much gap around these slabs, right? So they're not right up against the mountain. So they can't be hangar doors. Just looking at his own map there, it doesn't make any sense. It's too much gap around.
Side, but he said that, you know, you could go around to one side and around to the other. One side had a regular entrance.
See, it's not a flat. It's not a flat slab here. It's on a slight rise as well. Now, why would you do that? You'd do that with a solar panel. Would you do it as a water pond collector? Possible, if you wanted to have pressure going down this way, which we did actually see there was some piping in the corner. Or is it like an ice mount thing that I talked about, using sheets of metal on poles, and it makes sense to have it on a slope, so it runs off side had like a roof of a house.
Some hangar doors, so maybe the hangar doors might be on the
and this one here next to it also looks like it's got some slope to it.
Opposite side of these.
There you go. Depending on how you twist it, there's slope on this side. They both got slope coming down. There's no hangar doors here.
These concrete slabs are...
No hangar doors. Look, it's too much gap. So, people should have debunked that straight away. As nonsense. And then they said, oh, the label's been deleted on the next video. Here we go. The plot thickens. Oh, that sounds corny.
And the special access into putting tags into the program basically removed it, because as of the past 24 hours, the S4 research facility, the High Ridge S4 facility, does not exist in the pins. So that's quite incredible, but we're getting a close look up at this place, whatever it is. And some people are claiming that it could be some kind of water system to collect water for sheep. But as we're doing some measurements here, we can clearly see that
sheep. So these ice melt things are built to try and bring in wildlife into the area where it's like a desert. If they've got water, eventually they will know there's water there and eventually come back into the area to live and graze on desert plants, I guess. You know, like, so it might be sheep, it'd be mountain, what they call mountain sheep, or goats. So it's more likely to be goats, especially during the summer months where there's no water, so they're going to move on. So they want to keep it there for maybe generate another way of getting shooters in for shooting wildlife, and maybe another stream of food. So yeah, so they're saying the labels are gone now, so someone's obviously reported it as fake news, and Google obviously agreed and took off the labels again. So like I said, that GUFON did actually put out something today, and they were talking about the labels and also him. So talking about the lines in the wall. So let's see if I can find that again. Today's show. Where was it? This one. Where is it? I got a snapshot, not an actual link. Not turn on these, no. I thought I had a link to it. Let's just post a link to it, or to one of his shows, and then we go from there. I don't think that was today's one. Today's one, where is it? Unbelievable. $10,000. So third phase are offering $10,000 if someone can put a Google public pin on the map. So there's a challenge, people. Put a pin on the map and get Google to approve it, and you can win $10,000. So this is what they're talking about today. Somewhere near the end, they're talking about the hangars.
It's going to get blurred out, possibly, but
that would be one more thing validating.
I know.
If they blur that fucking place out.
So this UFO proof from
GUFON. I don't care about anybody else. I'm talking about who we in our realm.
Okay, so again, back to this point of taking the good and the bad. If you're going to put him in a documentary, shouldn't you tell people that he ran a documentary where he?
Okay.
Government tag, because it's
I'm just trying to find where they're talking about the hangar doors.
To your pictures that we were talking about earlier, right? We can do that.
Yep.
I think it's around about here somewhere.
Base doors.
Oh, because of these lines that are like, I don't know what they are.
Okay, so that's the old-est location where someone claimed to see various sites hangars, which is basically what I said before. They wouldn't all be the same size. You'd need some to be bigger for the bigger objects, right? So it looks like they've got 20 feet, 20 feet, 20 feet. Then a gap between 20 feet, 20 feet. Then a 40 feet one. Which would make more sense. So some guy claimed to see that on the map he had at the time. I looked there on another episode, if you want to go and look watch it, to see if I could prove it, and I couldn't. So yeah. Allergies are back and the nose is blocked up again.
The guy just made those with, you know.
Yeah, I believe the guy.
I don't think he was here for that part of it, but if Tim,
a couple days ago, I was.
Yeah, let's see if we can
fight
find
people, shit like that.
Oh yeah, I do that. I've done that. Yeah. The challenge is, if anybody can put third phase of Moon Base over there, right there, or anywhere on Area 51, $10,000 is yours.
Yeah.
Enter the address information, which you wouldn't have for Area 51.
I can't find the location.
Oh yeah, we
now.
just heard that.
You're gonna work. You don't get it.
Steve here is also a huge
about
seal on it.
I can't
and,
find the spot.
you know, to your pictures that we were talking about earlier, right? We can do that.
Yep.
My house, I can see it there every time I go there. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay,
there we go.
Skip past it.
My house,
Yeah.
I can see it. Yeah.
We've got the
know,
so
in Nevada, Google Earth did not exist.
Come on, where's the concrete?
Oh
slab?
wow, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, correct.
Because I know you lived in Arizona and then you moved. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but not in. I was. Yeah, no. If you go to.
And Google Guides are the adding.
Okay, as you got a link to his video, maybe we can. No, I won't bother. Don't want to give them too much publicity. We're trying to debunk their claims. There's one place here somewhere. I must have stumbled across it by pure chance, where he was pointing out where he thought the King of Doors was, and it was absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, not too sure how far back or forward it was now. I thought it was here somewhere. But we've been skimming through that. So you can go and watch it if you want to, but I'm not going to promote it. So yeah, so I did some more research on this to try and figure out what the lobs are, and I found that Plex had posted some links to these images, and I did a reverse image search and found the site that they're posted on, and they're part of Nevada, obviously. Hunters and conservation are a natural pair. So here's the mountains that they have in Nevada. And there you go. Sheep, no. Goats, yes. So they've got mountain goats. And looks like the same type of shrubs and cliff. And looks like they go hunting goats. And presto, what's this thing? What do you reckon that is? Looks like it's low down in the ground, it's on a slope. It kind of looks like solar arrays, so let's keep on going. It kind of looks like it could be sheet metal. And what's it say down here? Volunteers construct gizzles. Or guzzler. Structure collects rain and snow melt, which is stored in underground tanks. And that's what the debunkers have been saying it was all along. And there is one being constructed. And it's for goats, not sheep. Get the right animals, guys. What they say they are? Mountain sheep here, by any chance? How'd they get sheep? Right, these sheep are called rams in the ooze, but they're not sheep. They don't look like sheep. They're not like New Zealand sheep. They got to be a hybrid goat, surely. Male and female bighorn sheep. I want to say they're sheep. They're goats, man. Okay, that's typical Americans. So that's where the sheep comes in. So that's why it's a laugh. Sheep versus goats. I would say they're mountain goats. Alright, so here's sheep. Nice furry things. That one's the male one's got little tiny horns, no big ram horns. Difference between sheep and goat. Okay, I would say they were sheep. Yeah. I would say there's sheep, black and white ones, grey and brown, like we get in New Zealand. Sheep again. The jeans. Okay, that one's not as furry. And graces. Browsers. Still looks like sheep there. Okay, so where's the goats? Horns. There you go. Small horns. It didn't tell us any difference between goats. Useless sight. Goats versus sheep, which is better for your backyard? Well, goats will definitely keep your grass low down. So what do we got there? All sheep? Or is it a mixture? These white ones look a bit odd, don't they? They look like goats. Let's just keep going down. Goat fence. Cows and sheep. I've got a YouTube video. Come on, guys. Can you tell us the difference? Let's put in goats here then. So, I didn't know they had a lot of wild sheep, as they call them. So here's some goats. Okay, they do look a wee bit sheepish, shouldn't they? There's a goat. It's got similar type horns as a sheep, male sheep. But these are getting bigger. I suppose it's a bit hard to tell the difference. But, that one there is a goat. But it does kind of look like sheep, doesn't it? Sheep, goats. All sort of different, isn't it? So it's got to be on the same DNA level. I'll give it to him. Goat/sheep. But I would have said they're more goats than sheep. Especially that one, look at that. Anyway. So that was that one. So this is how I found those images in the first place of the so-called guzzler, or what it's called, which is a special platform for mountain trapping water coming down as rain, as well as snow melt. So I was going through all these images here where they're building stuff. Okay, so here's one here. Kind of looks similar to what we saw in the mountain. Ranch, rodeo. So I thought, nah, that doesn't sort of match. Let's keep on going. This one here with the solar array. Where's the picture? It's not a really good picture. We can see definitely the square grid pattern happened. I thought, well, it's a possibility. But why they got some funny shapes here for solar cells? It does say solar and battery storage site. So I thought, yeah, it's a possibility. But the colour doesn't match. Keep on going. Then I saw this one here. Shooting range. And I thought, well, yeah, that kind of makes sense. It's near Area 51. And it does have these little small cliff around, and it's got the concrete slabs in here. So could it be a shooting range? Would make sense. So you got all this edging off the cliff here, that side, and the cliff that side. Firing guns this way, firing guns this way, firing guns that way. Could it be like a high school shooting range rather than water collectors? So yeah, I'm still not 100% sure. So it's possible that one. Let's keep going through the list here. Better wrap up soon, I guess. That's it. See more. Okay. Another concrete slab here. What's that one? Oh, it's starting to hurt a wee bit too. Looks like a concrete slab again. Little tiny roof. Looks like where gun people would be, and gun range. So there you go. Could be a shooting range still. With the concrete slab in between. 100 feet. Would that be right for a gun range? And you see where I'm going? So, like UFOs, debunking UFOs, we've got a list. Is it tin roof, 1 foot or 2 foot off the ground on a slope that drains water into tanks? Is it concrete slabs for building another building on top? Or car park, or maybe storage of trucks there? Is it a shooting range? What's the other one? Solar panels. So we've got a list of 5 possibles there, right? And obviously the last one would be S4. UFO storage hangars. So let's keep on going down. Is there anything else here? More shooting range, but it looks what? Pro Gun Club. Here we go. Looks like the right area in that mountain range. And looks like they've got an underground thing here, is it? I know, it looks like a low flat roof building. So yeah, another possibility is this gun range for sure. It's got the same type of mountains. This one's a PDF by the looks of it. And it's got the sheep, but I think that's a goat. I'm not too sure. We didn't find out what the difference is between them. Goats, what's that? Another goat. So it looks like they hunt a lot of sheep goats. We call them sheep goats. That way we can't be technically wrong. Now that one's kind of furry though, isn't it? Got its winter coat on maybe. Angora goat. What else we got? Anything? What's this one here? So, like I said, there's a lot of images you can find online, which actually gives you an idea of what we're looking at. And what the debunker said it was, what was that, a guzzler, or guzzle, or whatever it was called, I can't remember now. Makes the most sense. And here's another one that looks like it's got those little circles we saw on the map here, but they're a bit dim. See the circles here? Water. It's got 3, maybe 4 of them, exactly the same as that picture. Which could be the tanks. And what is that? That looks like the tin roof thing going, isn't it? Water pours down, goes down the what do you call it, guttering, and then into pipe, into storage tanks. And there's those little pump house shacks on the end. It's got to be, isn't it? It's got to be the same thing. Rain harvesting. And you can see they've got them everywhere. And these are all in different locations. So we're just going through random ones here. What was that one? I didn't actually see that. Now there's tanks behind them. Oh, here we go. 1 or 2 foot off the ground. And there's the metal they put on top. I think it's debunked. There you go. Fills up these tanks. And there's the pump house. So where does it go there? Troughs, maybe? How do the animals drink out of it? Here we go. Got some other shots here. There's the guttering. How's it feed them? With water. God, I just love this stuff. I love debunking those nerds, third phase nerdies. But where's all the water troughs though? Looks like one there, is it? They must automatically fill up from the tanks, so animals always got water to drink. No, sheep. Sheep goats. I think we're pretty much done, aren't we? I'll give the link to this one here, if it fits, and you can have a look over the various pictures in Nevada yourself. Nevada builds. Yeah, might have spent longer than we needed to on that one. Is it going to go? No, it's too long. How can we shorten it? It's not going to go. Lens search. Damn it. No, it's not going to let me do it. Oh well, it's just as well to show it on the live stream. Let's see, can one of these be shorter? I should bring up that build site again. Maybe that was the best one. That one, was it? Let's see if that one will fit. Oh no. Earthquake faults. No, that's not the one. Here it is, here, isn't it? There we go. Rain harvesting. I think they need to do that in New Zealand too. Put underground tanks everywhere. I think it's going to be a problem in the future. Guzzlers, I think that was called. Let me just see if I've got the spelling right. Guzzles, guzzler. Guzzles, I don't know, something like that. Oh, if I can get the right letter. Like puzzle, but guzzle. This Tshirt. I've never heard of it before. American word, guzzle. Let's see. What is a guzzle used for? HTTP? No, I must have it wrong. Was it guzzler, maybe? There you go. No. It's not for gamers. Well, you better find it on the page somewhere, probably. Guzzle. To get, eat, or drink. Well, that makes sense. Water, guzzle. That's probably where the name comes from. Is it guzzle? Water capture. Let's see. Guzzle basics. Rainwater. Rainmaker. Here we go. Guzzler. It was a guzzler. Yeah, we finally got it. I thought you were paying attention there, Jasper, that you would know it was guzzler. I forgot on the way through. Guzzler. It's definitely one of those. 100%. Nothing to do with Bob Lazar, lying bastard. And all those profiting from... so there must be something on the location here that looks like this here. Where it's sort of pumped out from the tanks into a trough. But we didn't actually see that there, but... quite looks like it could be troughs along there, couldn't there? It could be troughs going along there as well. Or that could be a trough there. That makes sense for having a trough there. And there's the pump house. You can see it looks like a line going to it too. So yeah, wild goats. Haven't seen any until I saw those photographs, but you can't see it on the photographs here, obviously. Unless there are a big herd of them. That'd be a good thing. Can you actually find a group of these sheep, goats on Google Earth? Sheep. Because since they call them sheep, longhorn sheep. My eyes gone blurry. Sheep. If I can get that to operation, I'd be a lot happier. Sheep, Nevada, seeing satellite. Maybe there's just not many of them, I don't know. I know we got mountain goats here that's destroying our vegetation. Okay, images. Have we got any satellites? They're going to blend in, aren't they? Look at it. The perfect camouflage. You're not going to see them on satellite. Unless they're white, I suppose. There's no way we're going to get a satellite image of that. No way, Jose. But it just amazes me how many they have there, because I wouldn't have thought there was much food for them, but obviously there's a lot of this sort of stuff on the mountain. All that little shrubby stuff. Anyway. So I think we're sort of done our dash on this. And I managed to open up all those. Yeah. So we can't exclude a shooting range though. That's still a possibility, but Looks like they used something similar, right? That one looks like it's a pond. In Middle East. Up in the snowy caps as well. And is that going up to one of those tin roof things that melts the snow and catches rainwater? So yeah, still a possibility that could be a concrete pond as well. And there's a pump house, power and transmitter. Probably to keep an eye on it. So yeah, looks very desert-like to Nevada there too. Here's another image of one, by looks of it. Nope. That looked like it there in the photograph, but it's not. Anyway, time to wrap up. Is there anything else that we need to cover? Anything I've forgotten? I can't think of anything. Better let Jasper get to bed, is it? No, it's early morning over there. You're still half asleep. You need more coffee. It's 9 PM here now. Before we wrap up, I did actually find in the school district, when I searched for it on maps, I'm not sure if it's on Google Earth though, this funny shaped head. What's that there? So that looks like concrete again too, doesn't it? It looks like concrete slab there. So makes you wonder if it's also water pond. And you can see here they've got underground tunnels. Look at all the debris piled up here. And the truck's dumping it there, making these mounds. They're definitely building underground. Makes sense, doesn't it? Cooler, and you could do things in secret then. I wonder if I can find that man again. Let's see. Nelly School District. Might have to use the maps. Let's see, will it take us there? No. Let's put it over Groom Lake again. That's more over this way. We'll try Google Maps. Let's see if I can find it again by pure chance. There we go. I'll use that one. It's a bit quicker. This has been set up for my Skywatch series. Not sure if anyone's watched them yet. Okay, so I went NYE, I think it is now. School district. Okay, did that. And did maps. No. What did I forget? High school, maybe? Oh, right. Just typed it. NYE. Okay, now we're going to the right location. County, that's what I thought. Put county in front. School district. Okay, so in here, I went down. I was looking around. Whereabouts was it? And I saw this, looks like a head. I might have to do the other search. Then I went to Papoose Lake. Did that. See how close it was. Yeah, it's down here. So it was in between there and there. I saw this head. So whereabouts was it now? Be a shame if I can't find it. Had to be a certain distance. It's around here somewhere. It looked like it had a beard on it. It looked like a /human hybrid. I know I should have bookmarked it. Maybe it's about I come across it by pure chance. It's good looking around the map though, it's quite interesting. You never know what you're going to find. From it being that far up, because see these things here, these irrigation things, wells that go round and round and feed crops, right, like corn or food of some kind, like corn. I thought they were sewage ponds or solar panels, but they're not. They're part of farm system. So obviously where they're getting their water from, underground. They got quite a few there and a few there, all over the place. And over here. Where's the man gone? It's funny how you can stumble across something and never find it again. School district. I thought it was around here. Might have to give up. I wonder if I got it on my bookmarks on the other browser. Maybe I can find it that way. They look like one of those carvings in the ground. Or pareidolia. Most likely pareidolia though. It's getting too hot in my room. Temperature's changed again outside. It's been cold all day. Come your birthday, happy birthday. Drink espresso. Alright, so that sort of mixes up your senses, doesn't it? Where's this bearded alien? Let's see if I can find it. Might be in my history. I might be able to paste it then. Google. Yeah, history. Let me just have a look. And no. I need I'm on the other screen at the moment, so you can't see what I'm doing. Google, where are you? Yeah, I did a lot of searches today. Google, no, not that one. Can't see maps. Because maps is a wee bit different than Google Earth. I think one's more updated than the other. Did I do it on this one? I may not have done it on this browser. I just realised. Might have to give up. I'll come across it again in the future, probably. I don't think it was on this browser now. Maybe it's on the Google one. Let me just check that one. I have too many browsers. If I open up too much of the browsers, though, it slows the system down for some reason, especially Google Chrome. I'm not sure if I used this one, but we'll find out as soon as I open up history. Let's see. Google Lens is on here. Oh, right, it was on this one. Pep Goose Lake Mix. Yeah, which one was it? Not that one. Just give me a wee bit longer. I normally want to keep these new UAP ones shorter. Okay. Was it here? No. So I got like 15 links to Google Maps here. It seems every time you do a different location, it creates a new entry. Was it here? Can't see it. It was in between the school district and that location there, Lake. So where's the school district again? It was in between here. That's what I remember. At the time it stuck out like a sore thumb. Well, not now. Yeah. Perhaps Google's erased it. Let's see, what's that one say? This annoys me when I can't find it. The thing is, the Google Maps doesn't seem to keep the same zoom level. When you find something and copy and paste it. I surrender. It should have been obvious. And this water. There's a build up area here. No, looks like I'm not going to find it ever again. It's a bit of a shame. Pure chance one, probably. It's going to annoy me now that I can't see it. It was a good one too, because it went opposite a mountain ridge that looked like it had hangar doors, you know. So what's that place there, you see? Looks like one of those square things again, doesn't it? Could be tin roof that traps water. That'd catch a lot of rain as it come down, of course, wouldn't it? Looks like it's got pipes going from it to various farms and houses there. I'm pretty sure we debunked the S4 being a water catchment system. And we've got the same conclusion as a lot of other people did. Nah, looks like I'm not going to find it. What's this one here? Runway. Is that one they call S5 or something? Yeah, looks like it's got a plane on there. Alright. It's a fairly big, bright runway there. Brand new. S5. Or Area 52, is that the one they call it? No, I can't see it now. Well, it was fun. But I gotta wrap up now. And wasted enough time on it. I wanted to see what you guys were going to say about the location I found. No, it was on Google Maps. It was definitely on Google Maps. Yeah, the history's not good. Probably I should have done a screen snapshot of it, shouldn't I? I did think at the time, but anyway. I'm going to wrap up now. Coming up to 2 hours. Like I said, we'll do 1.5 to 2 hours. Well, I think we got it nailed, haven't we? So, we'll do the end credits thing, and I'll see you again next episode. Probably be with Robert. He wants to do a show Sunday, so, and we're going to start an hour earlier than normal, hopefully. So, should be 8 PM European time, hopefully. So we'll see you then. Good night, and take care of the roads. And Bob Lazar's a liar. And all those that are still trying to defend them.